Hi, I'm Tim Ryan. I am the director of REaKTOR.
Today I'm here with Tim Ryan, director of REaKTOR. So Tim, tell us about REaKTOR and what you're building for the Hampton Roads region.
Yeah, REaKTOR is a place where Hampton entrepreneurs can come and start and grow their business. So we're looking for high-tech, deep-tech companies that are located or really licensed within the city of Hampton to build their business. And one of the things that we do try to capitalize on is the proximity that we have to NASA, primarily NASA's technology, and then also from a dual-use technology standpoint, our close proximity with Joint Base Langley Eustis, that we can leverage that as well.
What's the biggest misconception about what REaKTOR does for local founders?
I don't know. I think misconception is probably you have to be a certain size in order to be part of REaKTOR. We're very much a yes and organization, and what I mean by that is you can be part of other entrepreneurial services across the region. So yes, you can participate in REaKTOR, be part of REaKTOR, but also be part of 757 Collab or 757 Accelerate, 757 Defend, Black Brand. There's several options for people to participate in, so you can do both within. You don't have to choose one or the other.
What does success look like for REaKTOR?
I mean, it may sound cliche or even maybe a little bit cheesy, but really the truth is our success is measured based on the founders' success that are a part of REaKTOR. I mean, the biggest thing that we try to do is choose the right founders so that they are the ones finding their own success. We'll help guide them, we'll coach them, we'll try to not even motivate them, but it's just, we measure our success based on the success of the founders.
So what does it actually take to build a tech company in Hampton Roads right now?
To build a tech company in Hampton Roads, I don't know if it's necessarily Hampton Roads specific, but it takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of pain tolerance. I mean, it's never going to be easy. It's a long, long journey. But when we have resources like we have in this region, in some cases, I joke that there might be too many resources versus not enough. But it's a long journey, and especially when it comes to technology, deep tech, high tech, that is a long road. So you have to have that grit in order to make it through every single day, in order to get your first customer, to generate your first piece of revenue, to get that first check from an investor if you decide to raise money. All that stuff takes time, but when we build a community here at REaKTOR and across Innovate Hampton Roads, those series of wins hopefully they get closer and closer together so that we can continue that journey for your success.
What's the biggest mistake you see new founders making in their early stage startup?
I think one of the biggest mistakes that founders make is that they wait too long. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be the perfect opportunity. And as the cliche goes there, if you're not embarrassed by your initial release, then you waited too long. Mm-hmm. And so many people wait for that perfect opportunity, and there's just no such thing. And it's not a matter of what you know or who you know. A lot of it comes down to who knows you, and you have to get out there, and people need to know who you are.
So you've watched VroomBrick since the beginning. From where you sit in the ecosystem, what do they get right, and what's a challenge that you see ahead for them?
Many things have impressed me about VroomBrick. They show up every day. They take advantage of every opportunity. So again, what we do here at REaKTOR is that we present founders with opportunities to put themselves out there. VroomBrick has always put themselves out there in a way to take advantage of those opportunities. And again, it's just the more people that know who VroomBrick is and the problem that they're trying to solve, that's setting them up for future success. So to see them from the very beginning with an idea and then participate in things like Start Peninsula, 757 Startup Studios, this magazine interview that turned into a photo shoot, being a guest on the Fervent 4 show, I mean, there is every single time there's an opportunity to put the business out there, Leland and the team put themselves out there, and they take advantage of every opportunity.
Is there any challenges that you see ahead of them? Maybe it's getting their brand name out or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, startups are tough. I mean, it's not any unique challenge specifically to VroomBrick. It's just it takes a long time,
right.
And you have to put yourself out there. I think one of the biggest challenges for a lot of founders, and myself included, is if you're not tired of hearing your message, then you haven't said it enough. And so, like, a lot of times we may get tired of that message, but it is that constant repetition. Getting your reps, the 10,000, reps, 10,000 hours, whatever you go by. It takes a long time, and you just got to continue to grind through it. So it's not a challenge that's specific to VroomBrick. It's a challenge to every startup that they're going to face those challenges.
Where do you see the region heading over the next 5 years?
I would like to think that momentum is on our side. Truth be told, I think that when I get phone calls and when I get messages or texts from people around other ecosystems, the thing that I hear over and over again is, I wish we had an ecosystem like you have created, or like Hampton Roads has created. And I think that it's really easy for us to think that other ecosystems are more mature or have more check writers or there's investment opportunity, whereas we need to take advantage of what we have here. So the more that we recognize that, the momentum is going to continue to be on our side. And we have an increasing amount of inbound contact from outside investment groups, firms, that this region is a region that people are paying attention to. So the more economical, the more problems that we're solving, the more traction that our companies get, the more momentum that we can bring to the outside world and showcase what we have to offer. And one of the goals that I've always had is, how can we create a unicorn on each of the 7 cities within Hampton Roads? So who knows where we'll be in the next 5 years. Maybe we'll have a couple of those unicorns either well on their way or have even hit that unicorn status. So I'm excited about the next 5 years.
How do you think Hampton Roads will compete or compare to places like Richmond, Northern Virginia, or DC?
I think that one of the things that I think is interesting is I've had people both from Richmond and from Northern Virginia contact me and share, I wish that we had an ecosystem like you all have in Hampton Roads. But the thing that's interesting to me that I tell a lot of people is that it is nothing for a founder to jump in their car, travel up 64 to go to Richmond, or go a little bit further to Northern Virginia. So I think as time goes on, certainly between Richmond and Hampton Roads, that distance is going to continue to shrink and it's going to blend together. But then also when it comes to outside investment and outside dollars, at the end of the day, 3 hours is not that far to drive. So I think that as the world continues to get smaller, so does Virginia, and hopefully, if things go right, we'll all work together, and we can leverage the networks that each respective region has.
So what gaps do you see in how people access home ownership and financial readiness here in Hampton Roads?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I hear often is affordability. And a lot of that really comes down to the law of supply and demand. And I think that we have to increase the inventory in order to drive the cost down. Talking to founders, especially as they continue to raise money, when they raise money, one of the biggest things that happens is they hire new employees. And most of them want to hire locally, but if they can't, then we have to recruit from the outside of the region, and then they have to move here. Well, if there's not a place for a home for these people that are relocating to the region, that becomes really, really difficult. So then there is the impact on the startup ecosystem. So yeah, we just have to continue to increase that inventory to hopefully drive prices down. To that, I think that as the military continues to grow its presence, that is just putting further demand on an already stressed housing market that we have. It seems the military has definitely kept, it's almost made our region somewhat recession-proof in the sense that we've not really seen the impacts that Vegas has had or Florida has had. Our housing market has stayed pretty strong. So it's interesting. In terms of, we have always had a really, really strong market, especially the closer that we live to different bases.
So if you have a new founder coming to you, what would you tell a founder or family trying to plan their next move if they're coming in to the Hampton Roads region?
I would invite them to jump in, see what this region has to offer. I'm prior military myself, so that was just something that I noticed right away. I was like, this is a place that I really, really, I want to stay here. And with life, you get out of life what you put into it. And so if you just choose to move here, go on base, do what you do, and then leave, then that's probably what it's going to end up being. But if you go out there and you experience the different things that the region has to offer, I think that you'll be truly amazed, and you'll see the beauty that we have here in the region. But with that, when it comes to the challenges of home buying or whatever, it's just, I think that you have to take a business approach and establish your own internal private model, financial model, just to see of, hey, we have to have everything put in place to see from an affordability standpoint, to put those pieces into place to ensure that we can make that next home purchase. Find out what it is that you can afford, because there's a lot of swing in terms of price variance across the region. It's wild to see.
What's the first phone call or connection that someone coming into Hampton Roads needs to make the moment they want to commit and come here and move?
I think a lot of people, they'll hit the different meetup groups or different groups across social media, but just look to see who are the prominent people. Find out whoever they are. The thing that I love so much about this region, and I tell everyone this all the time, is like, this is the largest small town that you'll ever be part of. We have 1.8 million people, but yet it seems like the levels of separation between everyone in this region is so narrow, and it's so easy to get a meeting with anybody because everybody knows everybody in this region. So just find out who those people are that you're interested in, and I bet that you'll get a meeting. If not, they'll know somebody who can connect you with that person so that you can learn more about what this region has to offer.
So a little side note of what VroomBrick's up to this summer is we're launching the Claim the Key campaign. Basically, we're sending out a home readiness score, so people can go online and take a quiz and see what stage they're at in the home buying process, whether they need a fixed credit or they're a couple months away. Do you think something like that is a useful resource for folks that either live in the region or someone that's coming in to kind of establish a baseline before they buy our house?
Oh, for sure. Like just knowing, especially if you have no idea what this market even looks like. Just having that idea in terms of, again, I being there, such a price variance across different cities and localities across this region, or is it a school that you're looking for? Is it water that you're looking for? Do you want to avoid a bridge tunnel? Whatever the case is, there's a lot of variance there. So to know what you're up against so that you can start planning. It's just proper planning prevents poor performance, as they say. So I think that a tool like that is hugely beneficial. There's calculators for so many different things out there. There should be a calculator or a tool like that to measure your readiness to become a homeowner. So I think it's perfect.
Final question is, how can people support what REaKTOR's doing?
Well, I think that the way that people can support is really whenever we have an open house or some sort of event, connect with us on social media, because the founders here, they put their heart and soul into their business. And what they need, while many of them are trying to raise money from investors, the biggest thing that the community can do is support them, share what they're doing across their networks. Everyone has a different network. Become a customer if you can with the companies that we have here. That kind of support will move the needle so far. If we all support one another, that's the best way that we can support REaKTOR and the companies within our community.